So this is now a hybrid class. Hybrid class. You know, these days we are having some hybrid automobiles. Hybridization started long time ago. And don't think that I am going to take up this biological subject related to biology. First, come down to the class. You are just looking at your minds are elsewhere. That is called PPMA, physically present, mentally absent. Maybe in this academic year, this is the first time that you see me in the class. Correct? Because N1 I took previously. In fact, I went there only. Today's class is not our class. They misread the timetable and we have to take the punishment. Actually, MIR has to come here. Anyway, we are all one in the same college. Then I said, okay, now the class has already started, I should not spoil it. Because the game is set, and suddenly it rains. Everyone is disappointed. Likewise, they will also be disappointed, thinking that I kept quiet. And maybe it is the Lord's wish that I should be in front of you. That also could be the reason. Previously, in fact, for the past 2 weeks or so, we have been doing what is called these classes because of one important factor. Even though we have got some 5 months gap before we take our examination, I feel that all of you should get above 95. Towards that end only, we have started these classes. So the prima facie purpose of this class is only to empower you to score 95 and above. When you call yourself N1 and N2, N series especially, the top, the institution has got a lot of hopes on you. So you need to be able to stick to those hopes and try to realize them also. Then you complete your regular PU courses, and after that you get your memo cards, and then the marks cards rather. You will find that English you receive only 70. And some of the people who hold the dais in many competition ceremony, even they too end up with those low marks. There are several reasons for it. Now that it is live, I need to tell those reasons also within few minutes. After that, we will take up this. My singular intention is not to teach the poem. You are not of the hostel. You all have your mobile phones. So at some point or other, I advise you to go through the videos which we already made. There are some reasons for it. If I teach our children poem, it means I am advocating my own thoughts or my own reactions to the poem, and I read it. But when it is done online, it is not one person's view. We sat together, we discussed, and then whoever has said something and we thought it is worthwhile, whoever may be the teacher, because poetry has been taught by Dinanas. Okay, so sir has taught. It is not one single person's opinion. We just discuss poems. And then the common opinions which are good from everyone, those things have been included. That is the reason why I insist. It's a departmental work. Instead of one single person's work, you will get the advantage of the whole department. That is the first reason. Second reason is reiteration of something. Reminding is different, reiteration is different. That is also an important thing which you must know. Soon after your science classes, I have seen many of the students going behind the teacher, giving me the illusion is some small chicken behind a senior hen. There is a senior hen, and all the small chicken will go behind it. You might have seen here and there. I get the same illusion when you go behind the teacher. Then you may ask me, sir, is it wrong to go like that? It is not wrong. Then why are you just simply talking about it? The purpose I mean, why are you going behind? You are in the class, okay, when the teacher started the lecture, you are in the class, you have been listening to the lecture for some time, At some point, the mind switches off. It goes somewhere. And all of a sudden, you realize that you are in the class and class is happening. This point is not known to the teacher. The teacher is in his or her own strain. It is going on. All of a sudden, you realize that for some minutes you are not in the class. You are physically present, but mentally absent. And so, at once you again look at the board. Some 8, 9 steps have gone. Suddenly, something has come. RLHS is equal to RHS, and automatically you don't know what happened. Whose mistake is this? Is it the teacher's mistake or your mistake? Your mistake, right? So if you have done the mistake, why should the teacher take the punishment? I get fever. I ask you to take injection. Will you? What will you say? Fever, you have. Why should we? Natural. Television is broken in my house. Will you pay me money for the repairs? Really, what is connection? Same thing. Did we ask you to get away from the class mentally? Is it not your responsibility? Sir, how can it be a punishment on the teacher, sir? Are you ready to repeat something? I tell you a joke. Okay, now, will you be ready enough to listen to the joke for the second time? When you are not ready to listen to the joke for the second time, how do you expect someone else to give the answer for the second time with the same kind of intention and with the same kind of intensity and with the same kind of emotional balance? Have you ever thought of it? That is why our faith is like this. We always think, okay, teacher is there, he will explain. That is what is called taking people for granted. If we have that kind of attitude, especially in the next classes, when you leave this institution within few months, 5, 7 months, you are going to leave the institution and you will join professional colleges with good ranks and all. You will go away from the institution. You will have to join professional colleges. Then, if you ask, they don't listen. They don't even pay attention to your person. They will go. Come later, they say. Why somebody else, the fellow who is standing in front of you, is a living example. Not anybody else. Soon after the class, Creoles, pidgins, such types of languages are there. Like we have classification. In English also we have classification. Don't think English means noun, tense, verb. I can write equations in English grammar and prove them also. English is really scientific. Every language is scientific. If people are not able to see that science, they are blind. They are blind. If I enter the class and I see this, no benches are there, if I say, and you know that there are benches, what will you call me? You call me blind, no? This fellow is blind. Kala chashma pehn ke aana tha sir. Malum padta tha humko bhi that you are blind. So if you do not know, don't think that it is not there. It is there. We do not know. You do not know, you try to know. That is positive way of approaching it. But if you think it is not at all there and start what is called arguing, only sounds remain, and people like me will run away because we hate arguments. So, what different reasons are there for not giving the answers on the spot when you go to degree colleges? Different. My personal reason is 9 to 10 here, 10 to 11 first year. Okay, now then again 11 to 11:45 or 11:50 pakadi. There. Then 12 o'clock I have a class. So when I have 10 minutes only break in the middle. So do you think if children come, I have time enough to tell them? So I tell them, no, BCA fellows, weekly, twice only I am visiting you alternate days. So please, they are also children like you, 1 year older. They are also children. So I say the same. Whatever you want to ask in the class, I explain everything inside the class, not outside the class. These are some of the things which you should remember. Now you see what about those 145 to 245 class लेने के बाद 245 to 330 45 minutes break रहता है. That 45 minutes I sit and go through for the second next class for my PG class. PG loading MA English. 45 minutes only I have. 15 minutes I rest. Remaining 20 minutes I sit. Then again go to the campus. Do my materials. See crayons etc. We have to go. In that time also it is not possible to answer. Teachers have different problems. So do not expect answers with the same intensity. It is your responsibility to be in the classroom correctly. Sir, all the 4 hours, sir? No, all the time. Not just 4 hours, all the time. It's your responsibility. Otherwise, there is no point in coming to the class. That is what is I keep on saying. Be a Roman in Rome. Be a woman in Rome. You know, that is the proverb I say. I change the proverb. In which room you are, you should be like a person of that room only. If you are in a television room, you should be like a person in a room where there is a television plant. So you need to be like that. If it is kitchen, you should be like a fellow who will be doing certain things in the kitchen, dining hall. Likewise, classroom. Inside the classroom, what you are expected to do, you should do that. Accepting that, if you do, then definitely, and blame everything on God, or teachers, or all these things. When you read the prayer, Guru Brahma only started. They are the creators. But in what way can they do? The college is investing a lot of money and resources in trying to bring some of the subject experts to teach you. Okay? Not that our faculty do not know those things. They also know. The only thing is, if a person has been doing a thing in a particular way, it becomes easy for them. Because of multi-tracking, our lecturers are multi-trackers. They track many things. But the experts who come to you, they track only one thing, that is need. For need specialist level, general physician is different and ophthalmologist is different. Okay, general physician totally looks at the body, but an ophthalmologist is related only to the eye. Specialist, don't underestimate our lecturers. Wrong opinion. I have heard these things among students. That's why I am telling you. Don't have that kind of opinion. We are multi-trackers. They are specialists in that subject. That's why they are coming. And when they are coming and when they are delivering lectures, you lose yourself in some other word. Fortunately or unfortunately, our particular college has a mechanism of what is called not allowing the mobile phones to the class. Okay. And of course, everything is live. So you can also record them. You can instruct somebody. Or they are in YouTube, you can at any time you can watch 1 second. But don't give it that kind of a thing. Because inside the classroom, mind is set for listening to lectures. In the house, it is not. That's the reason why online education fails and has failed in the world. Why again schools and colleges have been given the permission to start education, universities, everything. Much before you started there. Correct or not? Somewhere in the month of December, I believe, we started regular online classes. According to government's dates, I don't know. So please remember these things. I will keep on thinking about it. We will complete Shivana answers. So row number 1. So shall we take only the people who are present? That would be faster. Yes, ma'am. 1 3 35 21 56 51 5 05. 57. Next. 32. 1 4. 52. 0 1 8. 21. 31. 40. 6. 15. 23. 33. No? 33. 30. 33. 1 3. 33. Double 24. 40. Yes. 9. 1 9. See, this is the first reason. So, you should not be asking the teachers doubts. You try to figure it out. It's your problem, you need to solve. Don't compel others to solve. Even during study hours also. Sometimes students come and take study hours along with hostel students. Do not do it. You try to solve. Because that is the first step of a leader. Leader never depends on others to solve the problems. So last week there was a particular seminar I was attending. One of the principals said, Sir, how can we develop leadership qualities among students? I said, are we giving chances for them to develop leadership qualities? Everything we are giving, multiple choice questions we are giving, essay type questions we are giving, including answers and shortcut methods. Where are we giving the chances for them to evolve those things? Think and do. We got it when we were young, like you, studying in government colleges. We got that opportunity. They never taught the government lecturers. We had to study ourselves. So we become self-reliant. That is what is called independent thinking. Appaji teachers the same. Independent thinking. I was inspired by those two words. Independently you think. Why should you depend on anybody? Tell me. For thinking at least. So correct. If you think, take it rather seriously, even philosophically also, think independent is a very good two expressions, very nicely joined. Think independent. You need to think independently. Why should we depend on somebody? That will be waste of time. You are waiting for the other fellow to give you the complete explanation. Instead, you can start yourself. Many of the great inventions in this world have been made only because of independent thinking. You take Einstein, Newton, all these people who are thinking independently, so they evolve. So if you want to do something, that is what we ask. So you want to become a doctor. Correct? Ask it. What are you going to do after becoming doctor? Do you have any clarity? Forget about our children, I will explain in one way. These are essential in my opinion. What are you going on? Do you think world doesn't have doctors? Millions are there, billions are there. What is going to be your contribution? Any idea? What actually draws you to medical field? What pulls you towards it? I was shocked by one of the answers. Sir, in our town, there was a very famous doctor, sir, who purchased a Ferrari. So the doctor purchased a Ferrari and this fellow is pursuing medicine or he wants to pursue medicine to purchase a Ferrari. Any connection? So first patient is entering his hospital or clinic. How does he look at the patient? As a source of income? Definitely not as a patient. No. Be clear in what you are doing. Second thing, do not do hard work. That's nonsense. Like it is happening. Do not do hard work. Be very smart. Be skillful. Not hard work. I will give you an example. So many people come and say hard work. And you say don't do hard work. How is it? I don't want to comment about those people who are telling hard work. What is the meaning of the word, expression hard work? They know. I don't know. I don't want to know also. Then what do you mean by hard? For example, you have your shoes. Someone tells you, sir actually mends the shoe correctly, repairs the shoes correctly. So why can't we give him like that? You give me your shoe. Example only, you won't do it. I know you have reference for me. Just I get the shoe into my hands. Or why this? I myself see my own shoe. It's in a very bad condition. So what I do? I want to mend it. I want to repair it. So what I do? I bring some string and then that needle and everything I bring, and then I start doing. Am I a real cobbler? Did I take at least some observation? Did I do some observation of how the fellow actually does the job? I started my own. Okay? Call it interest, call it what is called miserly fellow, whatever you want to call it. I have started the job. Okay, now? Then how will I do it? I will do it in such a way that it is not at all wearable again. I will puncture the shoe. Already there was only one small puncture in the beginning. Because of my what is called so-called effort to do, I do more punctures because I don't know how to do. Why? Because I don't have the skill. There is a cobbler near the State Bank of India branch. You go to him and give the shoe. In 20-30 seconds, he repairs and gives you. Why? Because he has the skill. One who doesn't have the skill will do hard work. What I have struggled with that was a struggle. I have been struggling like anything to put it straight, do everything, but not in the right way it has to be done. Take your watch. This is a live example. 9 years it has been in the cupboard. There was a small repair, I don't know what it is. I took it to some 3-4 people. They said that it can't be repaired. I have got some kind of affection for it, but what to do? It became like a dysfunction. Not entirely unfunctional, dysfunctional for temporary period. Just like that, there is a watch repairer near this, our Guri home. One Monday I was going to Guri. Then I took the watch and asked him, sir, do you think this can't be repaired? Sir, you do one thing, I will try it. It can be done. Whether it can be repaired or not, I will tell you. He not only repaired the watch, he charged 30 rupees for it. And here it is working. What do we call it? Skill. What was I doing? No skill. Ask that watch repairer or the shoe mender to take the class. They struggle to see students. Even if there are 2 students also, they are to get onto the stage. They are why they lack the skill of teaching. So just because they lack the skill of teaching, they are not best. Just because I don't have the skill called shoe mending or watch repairing, I am best. They are equally important in this world. So those people who lack skill will do hard work. So those people who get the skill or who master the skills and then perform the tasks, they are smart people. Those smart is not this physical smartness, which is very temporary. Skills always are improving. The so-called physical smartness is always depreciated. It has its own depreciation. I am older to what I was last year. So definitely there will be more white hair here. And then I look definitely older than before. But skills are not like that. Skills will be shining day after day as you keep on updating. Now you see the difference. How many people come and insinuate as wrong, do hard work. That's the, like that only we should start. Why should I do hard work? New markets. New hard work market. Now no first. I'll see how what is hard work first. Because every time you come and teach something, we are seeing you teaching. Likewise, you do hard work, we will see what hard work is there. If it is feasible for us, even I have seen this word being used in curriculum with a CV, resumes. They are also very hard. Means he is advertising to all the people that he is a fellow without skills. Now you see the difference. This is what is very required in the classrooms. Now, when you come to what is called writing your exams, especially now I am coming to English examinations. So I have given you 3 important points. First is be a room and in room. How you should be in this room, you should be. Secondly, ask those things which make the teacher think. Example, in first year classroom, actually the doubt came into my son's head. He was the one who planted the doubt. That he never asked me, I never tell him. We are father and son only, not teacher sir and student only. No, I never teach anything. Either in class. Class means in the classroom. Maybe I am just a father. And not even a father. Even more than a worst friend. It will be like. I miss many things now. The fellows are gaining weight. So I cannot take them on my chest and then move here and there. Whatever it is. Once upon a time I was taking them. So that's another. If you know, ask me about what is the difference between simple and indefinite? Present simple tense is also called present indefinite tense. Why? I looked at him and felt very happy that the fellow is my son. True. Other Putrotsaham, then I got. I felt really enthusiastic. I did. Then yesterday I planned, not yesterday, day before yesterday, in P1 V1 I planned that when we were doing correction of sentences. Anything. Correction of sentences. Why do we learn this chapter? Can anybody tell me? Why should we learn this chapter? Correction of sentences. The answer is clear. I got in the class one. Thanks to it comes from the Lotus Feet of Lord's Association. I have told this several times. That also we don't have the idea. All of a sudden it comes. Correction of sentences we have to learn in class. We need to know the correction of sentences. That is the reason. Why should we learn this? That is the reason. So I asked the students, now you tell me what is the difference between a simple tense and an indefinite tense. I gave them one test. Come tomorrow with the answer. Check internet. Do anything. That is also like you. Like no hostel students. That's why. So they went home. The 2 students came up with the answers. We all grabbed yesterday for them because they work. They work, not hard. They work. And they came up with the answers. And I said, okay, these are your answers. We all grabbed. I have doubts about your answers. Explain. I started asking. They were pretty confused. I said, leave all these things. I will give you the answer. Maybe you are also a little enthusiastic or at least perplexed to know the answer. Kindly go to P1 YouTube channel or one SBR P1 online classes channel. And yesterday's my lecture, you see half an hour I took to explain the whole concept, how it should be understood and not. This we can refer. It is very simple. Unique. I hope some of you will definitely refer. Please refer and we don't even ask why such things happen. Why should there be two names? Why is it called Ajagiratta Indica? Neem tree is an easy example, easy name. Why should we call it with that high sounding name? In what way is it useful? Ajagiratta Indica will be useful only for the NEET exam. I don't think afterwards even the scientists will be using that name when they are conversing. Which oil you are using for your hair? Ajagiratta Indica oil. You say, will you get your Ratta out? They will be. Ratta will come. And that too on full jadi. You know jadi is jar. On full jar, you will get your Ratta out. Ajagiratta Indica. That too Indian bread. Full of what is called jar. One jar full of Indian bread is Ajagiratta Indica. I'm not making fun of it. Because I was also a science student like you. Yeah, I was also a science student. But I could not see that what is called. So you might have seen, observed also. Some of the science questions I deliver answers. If I was free at that time. And some of the sirs, no answer, no answer. 10 o'clock the question is posted. Till 1:30, 2 o'clock also no answer was given. So I know this much. Whatever I recall from my head, I had. Only that much. And even I write at the end. If I am wrong, please correct me. This is what I remember. Long time ago, I think no one will not think who was born. Even my postgraduate students were not born. 1986. That was the time. You were definitely not born. Even those fellows also were not born. At that time, when I was a student like you. But I still remember certain things and it comes to me. And sometimes Hemant sir also praises me. You are very alert at that time and what you know you don't. Reducing our burden. Thank you, sir. This is Hemant sir. Several times he thanks me. Simply whatever I do and correct me, I tell you. If I am wrong, you correct me in that platform, not separate. Because I got the answer in the what is called P2, C1 or something like that, whatever. In that way, correct me there, not separate. Children should not be given a falsified view. That's knows everything. No one knows everything. They are trying to know. Also, that is what is called combined learning, integrated learning. We integrate subjects and learn. Other evolution. I am English language fellow, English, I teach only language means nonsense. You should be able to connect it. That is how you should evolve. So when you take a doubt to the teacher, let the teacher think about it. So next time when the teacher enters your class, he should know what kind of students you are. He should be able to know that. Calibrate your what is called efficacy in that subject. If I am going to this class, I should be a little prepared to go. I myself told you, you have heard me say, every day between 2:45 and 3:30, I will read at least for 20 minutes before I enter the class. Why? This I have been doing for a long time. But once you read, you will put it in a particular chronology. That you will get. And that is what I need to speak. My own experience tells me, you might have also done it, I don't know. Imagine, I asked a question like this. Imagine, it's only an example. All the medical colleges in our town have a common opinion that if you have SBR tag, ID card of SBR, you will be given free medical admission. No need, nothing. Just imagine, so many an example. In that case, at that time, will you take notes from the lecturer? Will you write notes? Will you buy neat books? Understood? This is no. If your answer is still yes, then you can become doctors. And I can definitely put myself on the table when you are my doctor. Because whether there is NEET exam or not, medicine is there. Medical field is there. Correct? So you need to have that kind of development of interest for the subject, not for the so-called exam. Already we know how much correct it is. Look at this calculation. There was a time when every person was given 1 mark, and Sarat Kumar is not at all very intelligent. So out of 100 questions, he can answer only 20, and he gets 20 marks. And he is happy or unhappy, whatever it is. At least he doesn't have any reason to feel sad because he did not write well. He got only 20 marks, 20 questions he attempted, 20 questions were right, and 20 what is called marks he got. So at least percentage wise, this is 100% success. He knew 20 answers, he wrote 20 answers, then he got 20 marks. Simple. Now what is the situation? 20 into 4, you get 80. Correct? 80 into minus 1 is equal to minus 80. Proof? You answered 80, sorry, 20%. Still your result is 0. How should I feel about it as a student? Despite answering 20% right, if someone says 0 means you don't know anything. 0 means you don't know. That is what is the scale, right? That causes tension and concern. So please remember this logic and be sure that you won't get 0 in your exam. Many of us don't realize this. We don't even look at it. I am categorically bringing you to the preparation for the NEET. Write only those things. That is called notebook. This is called notebook. What you have in front of you is called a notebook. It is not an essay book. Is it an essay book? It's not an essay book. It's a notebook. Then why are you writing essays? Write only notes. Then you will ask, my 10th class students know this. I was telling you, write only those things. Today I didn't bring my notes. Then given you like you can ask them. Today I showed them how to take notes. I showed them a single A4 page in which I wrote some things in the form of a chart. And that particular thing, 3 parts will be there, 3 divisions. And that is for 9 hours, 9 classes, 1 page. So, notes, what are notes? Notes are only those things which are points which you think you may forget at a later time. If you say, I will write everything on the board, please write 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4 also in your notebook every day. Why should we write? We know. You also know this and stop it. You also know this first and stop writing. What should you write? At least if you write journals, you will get some marks in the name of practical examination. That is a prerequisite to enter the laboratory. Correct or and observation also. Notebook. Because live you have to record all those things, findings. At least there is some meaning there. What about this? Nobody sees your notebook. And I have seen one act where I park my bike, you can see next to it. Yesterday evening, I myself kept one particular big notebook containing pages, and then something is written. I have seen students tearing all the notebooks, their own notebooks, and throwing into the air once the exam was over. Is it not nonsense? You wrote the notebook. What is the point of writing notes? Are you not wasting your time in the name of writing notes? That time can be vested in what is called preparation. So what to be written? What not to be written? That you have to know. Nobody tells you. Because you are my children, I am telling you. And when such moments come, I don't waste. I will tell this because next time I don't know when it comes. The big problem is my own schedules. This is the problem. Whether I get that thing or not. So how that notes would be, I will show you in the name of this particular. Okay, we will see that. So let us take first of all the poem. You need to write few things about this particular poem. That is, first you need to write the This is Arabic pronunciation. The Europeans pronounce, English fellows, all these people, they don't keep it. But Arabic, that is how I like that one. That was, it was a Lebanese American poet. Lebanese American poet. Then you can just write 20th century. Because your exam doesn't ask you to write his date of birth and date of death. DOT and DOD are not asked in the exam. So you just remember that he is a 20th century poet. Okay, his greatest work is what is called the Prophet. The Prophet is his greatest work. If you can, what exactly is the examiner desires from you is these 4 points. And it is only from the Prophet that the poem on children is extract. Is an extract. Don't write more. Put it graphical. You take any textbook. You can give me, I will prove it live. Any textbook, any subject, any textbook. I need only a textbook. I will return it to you immediately. Does it have diagrams? No. I need a page at random. Only to show you. This is a page which doesn't have any diagrams. Okay? Now. She has written some points. Okay, this is an empty page, without diagrams. Now let us check what caught your attention first. What caught your attention first? Diagrams. You might have seen me drawing many things on the board when I was going live class. Because this is something suddenly it started, I didn't draw all those things. It will take some time. Despite that, I do this. I didn't leave that habit. You should know that the poem is actually talking not only about children but family as well. Because there is reference to parents as well. So by looking at the picture, you should recall the total thing. So I spent some 10-15 minutes to draw that entire thing. If you remember Japan and Brazil, even the word Japan I wrote in Japanese. I wrote it in that. Thanks to the internet and Google. Google Bhagwan tells us many things. Bhagwan is there, so no worry. So I took the Japanese spelling, how to write that, and Brazil also. I didn't write the regular BRAs that I do. I used what is called their spelling to give you that kind of idea, to make something special. If what is there in this particular book is star, why should there be a teacher? You will ask, many people ask one question immediately against me. Instead of pondering and thinking about what I said, they report. Sir, yours is language, poem means anything you can bring. Okay? Then ours is not like that. If it is d, s is equal to ut plus half at square, it is s is equal to ut plus half at square only. It cannot be half at cube or 1 by 3 at cube. It won't be like that. So it is science, sir, it is the same, you don't know. Please go and tell these matters to those people who do not know the science side of English, not to me. You have heard me say that in English grammar there are some equations and I can produce the answers to those equations also. I told you. After our PU classes, I have those classes only. Phonetics will not change. Bilabial plosive means bilabial plosive only. It won't be per. Per is a bilabial plosive. Bilabial, bi means two, labial means lips. Per, how do you pronounce? With lips only. Close your lips and then try to pronounce. Only head shakes, but sound will not come. So the two lips are required. And then plosive means explosion. That's why it explodes. The sound explodes. That's why it is called bilabial plosive. Any teacher of phonetics must teach this sound. You cannot teach anything. But there is a mechanism that varies. There is a mechanism that varies. Now, next time when I come and ask you, or you come across with that expression bilabial plosive, automatically you will tell. The inner meaning you have now. That is one kind of what is called making the same thing only, same coffee. In one hotel it is one, it is what is called, it gives one taste. Another hotel it has another taste. That is required, that uniqueness. It is also there. Same noun, same tense, same verb only. But we don't say people say simple tense is also called indefinite. Neither the students say why it should be called so, not as the teacher. It goes down. You understand? So that part is very important. So when you are actually talking, when you are actually taking notes also, what is to be removed, you should know. What not to have. Very important. Many of my children lose marks because of that. Please do not write more than the requirement in the exam. It means you are trespassing the limits. 1 mark question means 8 words only. It is like, okay, this is not a 4-room class. 4 words. Slide. So in English, what happens if you, for example, second question, answer the following questions in about 80 to 100 words. So what is the maximum? 100 words. Plus 2 minus 2 there can be, but not more than that. So you have what is called 98 to 100. If you write long paragraphs, it means why did the farmer or why did the gardener advise the lady, or what did the gardener advise the lady? So you need to write the answer in about 100 words. That is, maximum limit is 1 or 2. If you write the answer in 150 words, what does it mean? What we wanted, the same thought should be expressed in 100 words. You are taking more words. What does it mean? You are not really having the skill to condense the thought, capsule the particular thought in few words. Are you not trespassing? So will you get that particular 4 out of 4 or 6 out of 6? Your answer could be great, you might have used many words, but what about the length? Don't give any chance to your examiner to defend himself or herself. So that is the yardstick. The fellow says, this particular answer crosses the word limit, so I can give only this much, I cannot do. What can you do? Do not write. 6 marks answer, 200 words. Put it in 200 words. Sir, how to put it in 200 words, sir? How to put it in 200 words? It's a 3-hour class, which I did. Please go to PU second year online classes, our channel, SBRP second year. Third column. If you go to that channel, you have first something like playlist, recordings, playlist, live, something like that it comes. Third one is what is called the videos. Third one is videos. Under that particular videos, you please see English crash course. There in that, but there are 13 videos which we made in the month of June. Yeah. June 2nd to June 13th, something. I don't remember the dates. In the month of June 2020. Go through those videos. 3 hours I took how to draft a 1 mark answer, how to draft a 4 mark answer with live examples I have given. How it should be drafted. What do the examiners want from those answers? What do they expect from you in those answers? You need to be rating according to the expectations of the examiner. That is what my 10th class students also know. WRITE. This is what the mnemonic. Right. What does W stand for? Who for? For whom are you writing the notes? For whom are you writing the exam? Who is going to read your paper? The examiner. So you need to write according to his requirements only, not to your pleasure. I tell you, good old days they were. My grandfather was the headmaster of a school. Okay, 10th class. There used to be a Telugu Pandit. Okay, he was a Telugu teacher also there. And he is not an ordinary man. He was one of the greatest poets in Telugu. And he was a Telugu teacher. Due to some governmental regulations, what happened? He didn't have many of these certificates. MA certificate, PED certificate, he didn't have that because he is beyond. His poems are prescribed in BA textbooks, graduation textbooks. Why does he require a so-called what is called BA, MA certificates? He's beyond. It is like we asked Shakespeare did not go to university. The universities have courses on Shakespeare. He's beyond. They are all beyond the so-called levels. But if he has to continue in the job, he had to pass his PED exam. Of course, he was not interested, but my grandfather and other people, they wished, they planted the idea. Many ways they tried and finally they were successful. He came to the exam hall, and as he came to the exam hall to take the exam, everyone stood up. The principal accompanied him to the exam hall. Everybody thought that he is going to deliver lecture. No, I am a candidate, I have to write this. Some 20, 30 additional sheets were given, main sheet he was given. He should not be disturbed. He took the paper, went through the entire thing, completed the exam paper, script and gave and went. The examiner who had to correct that paper was stunned. There was a 2-mark question. The question was for 2 marks only. He used all the paper to give the explanation of why he used those expressions in his poem. Because the 2-mark question was based on a poem written by him. And he wrote 3 hours exam, that person and gave and went. Good old days they were. So finally the examiner, those people are, oh, he's a very great man, what is this like that? They thought. And they allowed him to sit for the exam for the next time. He too learned his lesson. And he got it. So finally Sukhanta only. But see the way. For 2 marks he wrote. It happens with poets and scholars, not with us. And they too excused him because he was a great man. For Sarath Kumar, these regulations will not apply. He is not a great man. But I have seen great people what they did. That's why I did. Okay? So please refer to that particular video in which we did a detailed lecture on what is called on shapes. What exactly the poet wishes to say. Very clearly the points, everything were given. Go through it and please do not underestimate it. First of all. Please do not underestimate. Because your result will definitely go down because of English. In Hindi you get 97 and English you get 72. Despite learning English more time than in the other subjects, definitely somewhere someone is out. And I really feel very sorry when other students secure 98, 96. Last time it was 98 highest in English. But that student did not secure good marks in sciences. This time, I have been doing the same thing, coming to the classes and telling please do it. But they are not. Now we have 5 or 6 months time. Kindly pay attention to that. I am compelled to end the class. Not only because of the time, because I have another continuation class. So, my next class, definitely see you.